I've never been in a musical where the main character sounds like Blink-182. You need to feed yourself before you do anything else.
Hi. Oh, I shouldn't use my hands. Sorry.
Once again, relapse fell short.
Mean.
In this life we all condone.
Technical engineer of Harvey, or I'm a wizard.
No matter what, I'm showing up for theater if it's back.
Divided we stand, united we fall.
A lot of people are gonna love it.
Assess the situation.
Those things where it's stressful all the time, but I just find it really rewarding.
Until the day comes, I'll just tread with my head above the waves, holding my breath until I don't sink.
I think the right decision is to really come back with a vengeance.
Tonight's the night. This is what we've been working towards. Are you ready? Affirmative. I mean,
At rehearsal?
I wanted to be there, but it's the same time as archery,
It's okay, really.
which is why I had to tell the coach I quit.
At the read-through, everybody knew the lines. Everybody knew the music. And they even broke into harmonies, which I'm still like, how did they know the harmonies of this show?
All right, hi, my name is Dayton Felt. I'm in the ensemble. I also am building some sets, and I'm also making this right now. I do mean right now. So when I first really got into theater was in high school. I auditioned for The Music Man, and I was in the ensemble. I played the train conductor. And I remember that very first opening night, it was just the most magical experience of my life. And then I ended up staying alongside it. I ended up doing 6 more shows in my high school theater. I ended up also getting in like a couple hundred hours of set. And I ended up doing a lot of like promotional ads for my theater. So I really just dived in after that first show.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I would say the first time I was involved in theater was in 6th grade. I was in The Pied Piper. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And the next year I did another show, Hansel and Gretel, and from then on, I really just wanted to keep going, and yeah.
And I came to one of the open houses. Jen and Paul at the time really helped me get familiar with the space and familiar with the people, and really offered me that opportunity. So I've stuck with it ever since.
Paul and Jen were like the dream team.
I only ever knew Jen, Barb, and Paul for really that one semester I was doing Elephant Man. I got to be the guy who loudly yelled, "The Elephant Man is dead," which was a lot of fun.
I knew Paul when he did Seussical. They brought me in to be the conductor of the pit.
For Paul, I worked pretty closely with him, being basically his personal assistant. So I did a lot of his, help him with paperwork, help him with a lot of the advertising we did, a lot of just, assistant stuff to him.
He kind of had a no-nonsense behavior to him. Auditions where we had no information ahead of time. He would just give us a piece of paper with 2 monologues. He'd say, "Don't tell me your name, don't tell me your life story, just walk up there, say the monologue, and get the hell off," or something.
Paul and Jen knew what they wanted, and they were in sync, and they really helped put on a show that was fantastic. And we can't forget about Barb either. Barb was the costumer.
But she dressed me up like a police officer, and that was pretty fun to have those big British police officer hats.
And those 3 just working together made the show so fantastic.
I mean, both of them kind of knew what they wanted, and there wasn't a whole lot of room to wiggle, but sometimes you were able to be more creative.
There was a scene where I had to come in and talk to the Elephant Man, and he said, "You're not being gay enough. You need to be like really chipper, like fucking Peter Pan." I did that, and I came out as chipper as I could be, very whimsical, and he said, "No, yeah, you're doing it right now." And That always kind of sticks with me, that sort of form of direction he gave me for that.
And I think I learned so much from Paul in the show and a half that I did with him that I don't think I would have learned otherwise.
Paul, I was real sad to hear about his passing, especially since Godspell was not able to be performed with the cast that he cast for it.
It got cut off almost exactly 3 years ago, and I haven't done a show since then. And it's been really hard to, I'm gonna cry now. It's been hard to make friends and I miss it a lot.
I know that he was loved by the students that were here. I know that he had great skill and huge passion as well.
And I think the reason why he basically gave me so much information about how we do things is, I think he was planning on leaving and kind of having me as a transition piece in between finding a new director.
We don't necessarily, like those that are currently up, if we end up using them for a different place, okay, but otherwise.
I'm Audric Boer, and I am the theater director for the University of Wisconsin Stout.
Actually want to put a glove bar, just so we get a little extra.
In third grade, I went to a production in my hometown, and they were doing The Foreigner. And that's what kind of started my passion. And then I asked my dad, I said, hey, I want to go into this. And he said, but what are you really going to do for your job? And I said, okay, well, I guess I'll be a music teacher. So Be More Chill came about. I actually was given it by Lou Feller. When she gave the recording to me, I listened to it and I absolutely hated it. Thought it was the worst show I've ever heard. I wanted nothing to do with it. Pulled it out from the banks and took a look at it, and it was one of the 10 titles that I was reading over the summer, and the music started to stick with me. And I think because of all we've been through COVID, I realized that the mental health epidemic is a big piece. And while it's not totally in the forefront in the show, it is part of what the show is about. But I think we all want to fit in somehow, and I think this show really speaks to that.
Don't even need to survive. I just wanna know that Christine is where I'm alive.
I would say that watching the cast gel has been tremendous. We had 65 people audition. I expected maybe 30 if I was lucky, and people came out of the woodwork.
My name is Reese.
My name is Nina Kitts.
Brady Schmieg.
Elizabeth Joffrey.
Tyler Hexel. Clay Stossard. Is Nicholas Michelson.
Riley Johnson. Rebecca Durst. Sarah.
Colin Kinsinger. And I am playing Jake Dillinger.
And I play Brooke.
I play Christine.
Jenna Rowland.
Jeremy's dad.
And I am playing an ensemble member.
Teacher in the ensemble.
The ensemble.
Ensemble member.
An ensemble.
An ensemble member.
My name is Jeremy here, and in real life, I play Braden Thomas. Be More Chill is following Jeremy here. He gets this
Pill with a supercomputer inside of it.
That makes him popular, and things go wrong.
It's a lot. It's been really fun. I've never done something this wide scale. Obviously, this is the biggest role I've ever done. I've never had a lead role before.
Nerd? I thought it was more of a geek.
All your stammering's a chore.
Okay, wait, what?
Jeremy and a lot of other characters in the show are very autistic coded. He has a lot of fidgets. He stammers a lot. Very socially inept. Doesn't follow a lot of social cues. So yeah, trying to kind of use use my experience.
Yeah, it's impossible to narrow down the many reasons why I love pipe rehearsal.
She's just a really eager and happy person. She's really into like being very present in what she's doing. She's not really like on her phone at all. She's very like observing what's around her. She's looking from space to space. She's really sporadic, so she's jumping and dancing, and I am my character, that's the problem.
Rich set a fire and he burned down the house. Wow. Rich set a fire and he burned down the house.
I see Jenna Rowland as, well, she's described as a gossip girl, but I see her as a very deeply insecure person who's willing to do a lot to try and fit in.
Let's teach the pitiful children.
Well, Jake D really comes from the personification and really exaggerated version of all my popular peers in high school, which is everything that I hated about high school, which I'm throwing into this role, which is super unique.
Check this out. It healed your legs? Nope, but I can't feel the pain. It's awesome.
I was never one of the popular kids. I was the musical theater kid. And I kind of just think about who was out there with all of the guys, all the parties, drinking nonstop, and that's just who I become. I change my voice, I go higher pitched to kind of sound more,
Yeah, he's so gross.
He's not gross, Brooke.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. You know, like the Kronk style voice. You know, it's the very low, but tends to move around a bit. Oh, of course. Well, I'm Jeremy's father. That's all I got.
When you love somebody, you put your pants on for them, metaphorically, or sometimes actual pants.
Jeremy's dad. It was a very interesting one to try and fill the role with, because all it's really given is the few bit parts that he has and the song or two. But a lot of it revolves around he's just kind of a guy down on his luck and trying to be as good of a dad as he can.
I would say this was an opportunity where we can address that we need to be ourselves. And that was the big message I think the show gives us, is that be yourself and you'll fit in. We're all rooting for each other.
Hi. I didn't expect to do any more of these after the little joke one I did, but there's one thing I've been really struggling with this documentary. It's how am I gonna end it? There's so much tragedy associated with theater at Stout for me and Natalie. The theater was nothing but a lecture hall and a place for club meetings. And it lost what made it magical. And I've been so fortunate to just be a part and get to see all the passion that everybody else is bringing to it. They aren't burdened by that pain about that loss. They're free. And under Audric, they're blossoming into brilliant performers, putting on a show I thought might just be silly and fun into something that is touching and honest. There's so much tragedy with Paul, but I think he'd be happy to see that theater is so vibrant, so honest, and it's so exciting. Nobody's feeling sad. Nobody has to feel sad anymore because we have the stage. The stage allows us an outlet to be sad, to be happy, to be scared, to be frightened, to be honest with ourselves. And that's magic. They made magic, and they're gonna keep making magic. It's not really gonna end. It's just gonna keep looping. New people are gonna come in and make new stories. I can't wait to see what this theater has in store. There's the ending. That sounded pretty good.
could play it for you if you would like me to. I miss the smell of this house. I miss the things we do. Just lay around on the couch, smoke a bowl or two. I miss the smell of your hair. I miss the clothes you